to, to elevate student voice across the curriculum. So let's get started. And first, we'll do just a really quick introduction. My name is Dr. Heather Wensler. My contact info is on the screen, and I will provide it in the chat as well. I was in the classroom for over 18 years. I've taught every grade but 2, 3, and 11. Hard to believe. I'm Google and Microsoft certified, and I'm also an office specialist in Word. I'm going to go ahead and be shutting off my camera now, and that's just to conserve bandwidth so that we don't have any issues, but I just wanted to say hello and welcome. So here we go with Flipgrid. So here's what our objective is today. I'm hoping that you'll be able to understand how to use Flipgrid to elevate student voice and allow your students to create some really fun, interesting design work using their devices, whether it's a phone or a tablet or a computer. What's great about Flipgrid is it works on all devices. So what I'm interested in for all of you, what is student voice? I mean, really, when we talk about student voice, we're not just talking about a student's ability to speak up for themselves, if you will. So I'm going to give you just a couple of minutes, about a minute or so, to read the definition on the screen. So, looking at that definition, that's a pretty tall order when you really start thinking about it. We're not just looking at, having a student, we're not talking about just student agency, but we're really talking about making our lessons around our students. And that can be a little daunting at times. So in the chat, thinking about that definition, what words or phrases stood out to you? So some of the things that really stand out to me again are, student voice is not just about hearing students out, but really about making our classroom, designing environments and lessons around what helps students, around what they are interested in. And that, again, it's a little daunting. It's a big challenge. Trying to get rid of some stuff off my screen that keeps appearing. I don't want it. There we go. So thinking back on your practice, what are some examples of ways that you are already elevating student voice in your classroom? And again, if you just joined us, student voice is more than just agency and students speaking up for themselves. It's the way that we design our entire learning experience around what interests students. So what are some of those ways that you're currently doing that? If you could add some ideas to the chat, that'd be fabulous. Letting students be the first to speak. That's a great way to ensure that we're hearing our students. Fabulous. Thank you for contributing. Yeah, see how they see things. That's important because, again, they're not just little adults, right? They're going to see things at a very different way than we are. And we do want to be listening to them. And sometimes that's very difficult to do. So we're going to be talking specifically today about Flipgrid. And Flipgrid is a fantastic tool and I'm going to go ahead and post the link, but if you just type in flipgrid.com, you're going to find, you're going to get yourself taken over to that site, to Flipgrid. I'm posting the link again here. And we're going to be taking a walk around Flipgrid, and you're going to get an opportunity to actually use Flipgrid from a student perspective. So my goal today is we're going to be setting up you set up your account. It's a free account for educators. Students don't need accounts, which is fabulous. And so we're going to kind of go through that process. We'll talk about what it is. So really, what is Flipgrid? And if you've used it before, you probably know how powerful this tool is. This is a platform where students create videos or just audio or screen recordings, and based around a topic that you create. So a topic that you create, you post, and your students respond in a video or just an audio or even a screen record or combination thereof. So you are the topic designer. You can add resources like links to videos. You can give audio instructions, share your screen, do a screen recording. And I'll share some more ideas at the end, but some ways that you can think about using Flipgrid. Back to school intros. I know we're already back to school, but when you have a new student come in, or when all of your students come in, having them make a Flipgrid video, kind of introducing themselves and pronouncing their name. You know, simple things like that. Book talks, reflections, walking through a process of how they solved a problem. So students record short videos, they reply to each other's videos, and you, the educator, are 100% in control. And all of your topics can be moderated. So it's not just everyone creates a video and posts it. You can moderate and choose to post so that the entire class can see. Now, you're asking, okay, so why would I use a tool like this? Well, this is a fabulous way for maybe the students who are sitting in the back, or maybe they're even sitting in the front, but they don't feel comfortable speaking out in class. This is a fantastic way to engage those students because they might feel more comfortable in a recording than speaking up in class. Question came in, do we have to purchase Flipgrid? Nope, free for all educators. I love free, my favorite four-letter word. Thank you for the question. So this is Ann Cosma, and she's the Flipgrid director, if you will. And I'm just going to play, I was going to play a quick video. It's actually not loading properly, but we're going to explore on our own. So I posted, if you go to just simply flipgrid.com, what you're going to find is this landing site. So if you don't have your own educator account, you're going to click Educator Sign Up. I'm already signed up, so it's actually logging me in, but you're going to fill in the prompts, what it's asking you, and create your free account. Again, students do not need accounts, so they are just going to participate in your Flipgrid. So once you've signed up and you've logged in, this is your landing page. So let's just take a walk around. You're going to be dividing your space into groups. Now, if you teach multiple classes, then each class could be its own group. If you teach only one class, you're a multi-subject teacher, you have your kids all day long, then you only need one group, really. You can divide it into smaller groups. You can create small groups for your students to work in. So it's very flexible. And again, there's no right and no wrong way to create your account, the way that you're going to run your account. Now, within each group, and again, your group is your class, you create topics. Now, topics are the prompts that your students will respond to on their videos. So first, let's walk through creating a group. So you can see I've created some groups here, including one that you're going to get to use today. If I come over to the right-hand side, there's a, well, not gigantic, but there's a blue button that says plus group. I'm going to click on the group. And this is where I'm just going to add my class information. So if I'm a single subject teacher, again, I'm probably going to have multiple groups, one for each class. If I'm a multiple subjects teacher, this might be as simple as just your name. So Mrs. Wensler's class. So you can decide how you want to start your first group. Then you need to manage members. So what you're going to do here, the easiest way, if you're using Google Classroom, you can sign in with Google and you can bring your entire class over in Google Classroom. Super simple. The kids don't need to have accounts to do this. This is just very easy for you to get them in. This just allows your students to access your Flipgrids. Flipgrid is secure. It falls under the Microsoft security and compliance policies. So it meets HIPAA, FERPA, COPPA compliance. So we can't just have this posted out on the web for any old person to click on either accidentally or intentionally. So what we're doing in this part when we're managing the members, we're telling Flipgrid who has authorization to join this group, join this topic. So if you're using Google Classroom, that's the fastest way. Click on Google Classroom, log in. If you're not logged in, choose the class that you want to add. If you're not using Google Classroom, the easiest way for you is to click on email or domain. Now you're not gonna have to type in every single person's email address. Thank goodness, right? So what you're gonna do, if you have your students using a Google account or a Microsoft account and they all have a school account, all you need to do is type in that domain. So for example, my domain is @microsoft.com. So what that's going to tell Flipgrid is anybody with an @microsoft.com domain email address will be able to access this group. That's all we're doing here. So if your students are I'm going to do csn.edu, for example, then that's the domain you're going to put in. This does work in Canvas. There is an LTI integration. I can provide more information on that. I won't be covering the Canvas integration, but it does have an integration. So again, you're going to set your domain, set your class name. Up at the top, that's the details. We're going to click on settings next. This is your classroom settings. So you can make a class active. At the end of the year, semester, group activity, you can hide the group so that nobody else can see it. You see it, but nobody else does. Nobody else would have access to it. And then you'll choose your notifications. How do you want to be notified if somebody is submitting a video to you? Do you want a daily digest, a weekly digest, or every single time a video or comment comes in? Or do you want to be notified at all? I'm just going to set never for now. And then you choose, it's automatically defaulted to allow notifications for your members. So that way students get a notification when you post a prompt or when somebody responds to their video. When I've got my detail set, and these can all be changed later, I'm going to create my group. And now my group is ready. So what I can do here, this is how, if I want to add my students into my group, I can post this link, this Flipgrid link. I can post that in an announcement in Canvas. Students click the link, they're taken to Flipgrid, and they're part of your group. Easy. I can add this, I can share this link into Google Classroom, or I can even share the join link into Microsoft Teams. And if you use Remind, you can share the link on Remind as well. So that's the quick and easy way to get students added. But again, they don't have to join the group in order to participate. Looks like we have a question. Go ahead with your question, Robin.
Is there a way to do it with Class Dojo? Because our school uses Class Dojo.
No, there is not at this time. So what you'll do is, that's a great question. What you're going to do is you're going to add them with your domain. So you'll add, at yourschoolname.edu or .com or .org. So you'll just use the domain instead. Attendance and grading is done here, and grading will be done in your LMS. This does not do any grading. This is just where you're hosting the videos and monitoring and putting in the prompts. You grade it separately. You add your grades in your LMS. So this is not an LMS, unfortunately. All right, so here I have my class. I can add a co-teacher. So if I have somebody who's with me that I want to be able, they need to be able to access these recordings as well, I can add a co-teacher or 2 or 3. The join code again is here. That was that link that popped up. This is just the join code. There is an app which everybody should use. There is an app we're going to use today, hopefully. And this is the join code to join this group. Down at the bottom, you're given, these are your topics. So again, your topics are the prompts. They're the questions that your students are answering in their videos. You're given one just to practice on. I suggest for first time that you use this prompt. We're going to create our own topic, but you get this one automatically. And it's a great way to explore and have your students try it for the first time without having to worry about creating a big topic for them. So let's go through the process of creating a topic here on the right-hand side. I click plus topic. And here again, I'm just going to follow those prompts and I'm going to add my information. So let's say I'm doing a book talk, which I used to do with my 6th grade, my 8th grade, and my high schoolers, everybody. So we would go knee to knee. They have a semester, a quarter, or whatever to read a book at their reading level. And then we'd go knee to knee for 3 minutes and they'd tell me their book, tell me about their book. Yeah, I didn't get 100% participation, no matter how many points I made that, especially for my high school students. So I wish I had known about Flipgrid because I think I would have gotten closer to 100% participation had I done it this way instead of face-to-face. So I post my question here, whatever my discussion prompt is. I can add links here. So if I need them to read a document and respond to the document, I can post that link here. So my question, my prompt goes here, all of my instructions. I can add additional media. So if I have an image, so if I'm an art teacher, any teacher, I can post an image and ask my students to respond to that image in their recording. I could record my own video. This is great for differentiated instruction and for multimodal learning. So I can record a video of me giving the instructions. I can type them out and then record me talking about it, giving them instructions verbally as well. You have Bitmojis, GIFs, and stickers. You can upload an existing video. You can add a YouTube or Vimeo video. So again, you have lots of things that you can add to your prompt to make it more engaging, to provide resources, to provide further instruction. And you can even add attachments to the prompt. You choose your recording time anywhere from 15 seconds to 10 minutes. It defaults at 3. I'm just going to put 1 here for now. Now my next phase is to come up at the top and click our settings. And these are not the settings for the group. This is my prompt settings, my topic settings. So I click on settings. And the first thing, is it going to be an active topic? Is this view only or hidden? So view only is no one can contribute, but people can read or watch the existing videos, but no one can add more. Hidden hides it from everyone but you so that nobody is contributing or viewing those videos any longer. You can schedule it. It'll automatically start on the day that it currently is. You can pick a future start date, great for planning ahead. You can even set an expiration date. So if you have a due date, put that due date in. Then you're choosing whether you're moderating, there's the word, or not. So if you moderate, you have to approve the videos before the rest of your class can see them. If you do not moderate, as soon as it's recorded, it is posted for everyone to see. That depends, of course, on the age of your students. The content, if you're having them do something that's very personal and private, you probably want moderation. You can change your recording time, and then you can allow comments. So students are able to comment within or on each individual video. You can allow video and text comments. So students can record their own video replying or responding to a peer. You could allow only video, only text, or there is no comment. You can also allow closed captions. So if you have people who speak a different language in your class, if there's a group who speaks Spanish, a large group who speaks Spanish, you can allow closed captions for the videos in Spanish. we're going to click on response. I'm going to close topic down, and now we have response. So you can also allow your students to attach things like links into their video. So if they created a website and then they're walking you through the process of how they came up with their website, you probably want to see the website. So allowing attachment links allows them to share from OneDrive or from Google Drive or from the web. Do you want your student to be able to download and share? They can only download and share their own personal videos. So they're not able to go to their peer's video, download it, and share it out to the World Wide Web. That would not be secure. But you can allow them to download their own recording and share it if it's their own recording. You can also allow them to like one another's videos. Notice there's no dislike, there's no thumbs down. It's only thumbs up, only positives. So but one concern that I had when I saw this, of course, there are students who are popular, correct? So my concern is you have a number of videos who receive a lot of likes and some who don't receive any. And again, that depends on your students. It depends on your classroom, depends on the grade, the content, everything. So allowing likes on the videos, you can turn it on or off. And do you want to display how many people have viewed the response? Then you have your camera. And what's cool about Flipgrid is when the student records, whether it's on the computer, whether it's on a tablet or on their mobile device using the Flipgrid app, they can add things to their video. They can add text. They can draw on their picture. They can add photos and stickers, put frames around it, even add whiteboards to it. So it's more than just here I'm talking and sharing my video with you. They can personalize it, which is very much what they're used to doing on Snapchat or Instagram. You can also allow them to use sticky notes while recording. These are not saved for you. It just allows them to prepare for their recording by typing their notes in a sticky note so they can read from it while they're recording. And then there are also lenses, filters, GIFs, there are backdrops, kind of like in our Zoom meeting where you can change your background. You can also allow or disallow that when they're recording with their camera. Now, a guest password. For today's activity, I have created one because we're going to do Flipgrid. You're going to be a student and you're going to get a chance to see what they see. So a guest password allows people who are not in your group or not in your email domain to watch the video. So they can join the topic. So if you're doing a back to school, what we're excited about this year in school, what made us happy, whatever, then you can add a guest password and parents can join and use the guest password and see the videos from all of the students in the class. So those are your options. And I'm going to click Save to Group and my topic is complete. So now my topic is ready. I got to get it out to my students. So a couple ways that I can do that. And it's very similar to creating the group. I can share it directly to my Google Classroom. I'm already logged into Google. Actually, I'm not, but I can pick my class and I click go and it will automatically post the assignment, the link to this assignment into my Google Classroom. Same with Teams. If I click Teams, it's going to ask me if this is just going to be a person, a group, or a channel, like a discussion, or am I creating an actual assignment with point value? So the question came, how do you do grading? Here's how you would do it in Teams. So if you're using a different LMS, you're not going to obviously share to Teams if you're using Canvas. You're going to copy the link here, and you're going to post it in an announcement or in an assignment inside Canvas. And then you'll do that way. The other question came up, what about attendance? This is all done asynchronously. So there's no attendance here. You don't have to worry about that. You're sending this assignment and they're completing it on their own. So I've got all these ways I can share my topic with my students, my learners. I click all set. So now I'm here and I'm inside my topic. What I want to do is go in and show you one that actually has stuff in it. So here's one we did last year for a group of adult learners for our holiday traditions. So I created the topic I created the prompt. I even chose a little GIF for them just to make it interesting. And we have 18 different responses. So what I can do, I'll put mine up. I can click on one and I can watch the video on my computer. This was recorded. I recorded this last Christmas on my phone, so I can watch and listen. I can add a comment to my student here, and I can read other people's comments as well. I can deactivate this particular video if I need to. For example, student leaves the class and I no longer want that video to be shown because the student's no longer in the group. I can hide this video from the topic so that nobody else is able to see it as well. So very easy to use. Doesn't take much to create your group. Again, your group to review is going to be your class or classes if you teach multiple classes. And your topics are what you want your students to do, what they're responding to, what is their answer? So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to come back to groups. I'm going to click on a different group and let's do a response. Actually, before we do that, I want to come up at the top. So at the top, and then we're going to go in and you're going to get a chance to play around as a student. So at the top, we are defaulted into our groups. Again, groups are the classes, topics are the prompts. There's also, if you don't want to create something from scratch, you don't have to. By clicking on Discovery, there are over almost 41,000 topics created from all across the world. So somebody somewhere has probably done a prompt that you can use and adapt to your own. So here's a Wonderopolis educator. You can browse by subject, lots of subjects. You can look at trending topics. You can look at partners. So here's Discovery, Genially. I use Genially, it's fabulous. KQED. There's also creators who have done an awful lot here in Flipgrid. If you've never seen Manny Curiel, oh my gosh, he is fantastic. Anything he does, I recommend. But then they also have collections. So for Hispanic Heritage Month, there are things that you can participate in here. Rick Riordan, Lightning Thief people.
Hi, this is Rick Riordan, author of...
So you can click on a topic that you think you might use for your students. Click on it. It gives you what it is, what the topic is, who it's kind of made for, what subject it's generally for. Let's see, and then tips on how to use the topic, and then you just add that topic. You can add it directly to one of your groups. You could even create a brand new group here, or you can just save this for later. I'm going to click Add to Groups. So I want to do this challenge. I want my students to do this challenge. So I'm going to choose one of my groups or more. Notice I can choose multiple. No, I can only choose one at a time. I can choose all of them. I just have to keep clicking until I choose the one I want. Let's put it in that one. And I'm going to save to groups. Okay, so now it's been added and I can go to my topics. So you can use this discovery to find almost any topic and you can adapt it to your needs, to your students. So that is the discovery section here in Flipgrid. Shorts. Robin, go ahead.
Is there like a search button? So like if I wanted to do something with place value, is there a way to just search like place value and it will pop up different things?
That's a great question. Thank you. So here we can search our topics. So let's try place value and hit enter and see what comes up. There we go. So we have all these different ones. Kind of blows your mind how many there actually are. So you can also look at what they are, who they're made for. You can search, you can narrow it down by subject. You can narrow it down by age. So if your grade age is 5 to 10, then it will adjust and only show you those for those ages. So yes, you can search. Notice here's a Nearpod lesson. Haha. So if you use Nearpod, there you go. There's even Nearpod in here. Great question. Let's see, shorts. Shorts are a great way for you to create very short little videos. I use this if I'm doing a screen recording. This is a great way to record your own screen. So I can click on plus short, and this is going to give you a preview of what the Flipgrid camera looks like, which is what I wanted to show you, all the options when you use Flipgrid, whether it's the app or the computer. Hello again. This is my Flipgrid camera. So I'm going to record my screen here or just myself talking, whichever one. I have 10 minutes maximum. So that means that if I'm going to go longer than 10 minutes, I need to make multiple videos and I can group them together. I can click on options. I can upload an existing video clip that I have. I could go mic only. So it's only my audio. I don't have to share my video if I don't want to. I can mirror it. So for example, that's all backwards. So if I want it to be forwards, I can do it that way. I can mute myself, record the screen, and check my device settings. Here is the fun part. This is the part your students will love, the effects. We can apply filters to our video. So we can, again, this is about creativity and engaging students. Legos, anyone? So obviously there are some that we wouldn't want to use if we're doing a video. Other things, I can add text. Woohoo! Let's see, I can have a pen, I can choose my color, and I can write all over my video. I can create a whiteboard, and I can write on my board over here. I have to choose my board. Let's go paper. So I have paper here, and I can then go back and take my pen, and I can write on my lined paper right next to my video. I'm kind of gumming up my screen here. I can add stickers, GIFs. I can attach additional media, pictures, other videos, and I can even choose a frame. So I can, again, this is all about personalizing and making sure that your students are heard and in a fun way. When I can also choose my backdrop. So just like in meetings, I don't have to show what's behind me. And yes, great observation. Yeah, you can use your topic multiple times, so it's not just a one and done. Kaltura, no, I am not familiar with Kaltura. So I can choose my background. And then when I'm ready, I click the button. It gives me the 3, 2, 1. Again, this is what your students are going to see. So they're going to do this the very same way, whether they're doing it inside their computer, whether you're doing it on your computer, or whether they're using the app. I recommend for students the app. It's just a lot more fun and they're more familiar with their phone, right? They're using it all the time to do these things. What I like about this, I can also choose my location on the video. So if I'm the educator and I'm sharing my screen, I'm doing a screen recording, I can be recording my screen, annotating, doing my thing here and not be in the way. I can change my location if I need to, or be right in the middle. Let's see, when I'm done, I click pause. So I can pause and resume. And when I'm ready, I click next. This is what your students are going, I'm going to pause that. So you can see here, I have my video. This is what your students are going to see. Stop. I can change the length of the video. I can shorten it. So if I made a boo-boo, I can cut to where I made the boo-boo, confirm that deletion. This is what your students are going, and then I can add more. So it's not, I have to start the whole process over because I made a mistake. I can shorten the video to where I am, to where I made the mistake, and then go back and add more and fix my boo-boo. I can also add music to the clip. So if your students are doing, say, a walkthrough of artwork, they can put some music on the back and kind of make it, again, it's all about personalizing and letting them be the creator and the driver of this thing. So let's say I'm finished, I click next. Then Your students have to do one of the following 3 things. They need to select one of the frames from within. Like, I don't like the way my face looks there. Let's see if I find something better. I don't know. It's not letting me. Okay, probably because it's all one frame. I can take a selfie instead. There we go. So I could do a selfie. Whoop. I can add effects to my selfie. I can mirror it. I'm going to go back because I don't want that. Or I can upload an existing photo that I already have of myself. So I'm not just going blank. I get to see who has submitted. So students have to submit those as well. If not a photo, the student can submit their name. And then I'm done. I click confirm. My video is going to upload. If it's moderated, my teacher is going to view the video first and then choose to post it. Because this is a screen recording, I didn't do a response. I did a screen recording, a short. This is where I could share this video out to my students directly. So if I did a how-to video, I could then copy this link, paste it over in Canvas, or send it over directly to Google Classroom or Teams. So those are shorts. And again, they're just short little snippets. They can be free recordings or they can be screen recordings for you and your students. So that's kind of the basic walkthrough for Flipgrid. What I want to do is see if we can't. Well, first we'll discuss some things that you might want to use Flipgrid for, and I'll post a list. There's a list at the end. So one of the things that some of the people are doing is creating posters, and then they have to talk through their poster. So not just provide the poster, but describe what they did, why they did, etc. Again, this teacher is saying, you know, this student never spoke, didn't talk in class, didn't respond, but with Flipgrid, not a problem. With the Common Core State Standards, you can ask your students in math, for example, to solve the problem and then walk through the process, describe how they came to that solution. You can create your own study guides or lesson reviews, or better yet, have your students do it. If you're teaching a foreign language, a world language, have your students practice the new language in Flipgrid. They will be it's in the comfort of their own home. They're not in the front of the classroom. They can record their conversation either alone or with a partner, depending, and they can share that with you. Robin, go ahead.
Is this compatible with Chromebooks?
Yes, it should be. Because all you need is the webcam. So yes, it should work. Exit tickets, reflections, you're going to do one today. Great way to use Flipgrid. Instead of having them write something down, have them do a very quick Flipgrid. For counselors, for SEL check-ins, great way to ensure that all students are responding. Again, I talked earlier, using it for back to school, have them say their name out loud, tell them a little bit about you, or about themselves to you, sorry. Get your families involved. Share these with the student. Use that guest password so that they can come in and they can see what's going on, or have them record videos with their families. Special events. This one, for example, is a teacher appreciation video. This could be, you know, back to school, open house. If it ends up being open house as virtual again, we hope not, but you never know, right? This could be a great way to put together videos of what your students had been working on over the course of the period, the year, and then everyone can view that in an online format as well. Also for professional development, just like today. So you're gonna do one. You could even use it for subplans. Instead of writing and typing everything out, put it together in a Flipgrid. You give them all of the instructions, all of the resources. All they have to do is go there and do the assignment. I'm going to post a link to this. Actually, I will post a picture of this in the chat before we close out today. Lots of different ways. This is not just for K-12. This is for everybody. I've used it personally with family as well. And I will tell you, if I can get my mother to do this successfully, you can do it too. I promise. All right. So what I want to do in our last few minutes together, if you would like, again, it's not required, but I do encourage you, if you have your phone available, Flipgrid is not able to be put on a flash drive and put on an Elmo. This is a web-based cloud experience. So everything is done online. There's no downloads to do. What you could do is you can use the Flipgrid app and put your phone underneath your Elmo, but you're going to access it on the web. So if you have your computer, you can go to the link. Let me see if I can grab it real quick. It's not going to let me. I'll just leave this up for just a second. Go to flipgrid.com/391E0A9D. Or if you have the Flipgrid app, if you can download that app on your phone, it works. It's free for Android or Apple. It doesn't matter which one. You can download the app and you're going to join and you're going to use the code. If it says that you're not able to use or to join because your email domain is not recognized, you do have a guest password. So where it says guest password, you'll type NDLS 2021, and that's going to take you to your reflection. And the reflection prompt will be in Flipgrid. So let's take a look. I'm going to come over there real quick. Actually, I'm not, because I want to leave this up. So I'm going to give you all a few minutes to join Flipgrid. And again, you'll just need to type that in while we're working on that. No, let me see if I can get to it. Hold on one sec. Let me come back. I want to see if I can get to it to make it easy. There's our learning reflection. Okay. Member view. There we go. There's the link. Thank goodness for the member view. All right, link is now in the chat. I apologize for that delay. So you can click the link on your computer, open a new tab. And again, if it asks you for the guest password, NDLS 2021, if you've got the app, click join, put in the code and the guest password. And I'm going to give you just a few minutes to record a response, if you will. If not, it's okay. If you don't feel like actually recording yourself, I totally understand that. Just try to go through the process. I'm not sure why we're getting a strange person. Double check, click on the link. Click on the link in the chat and go there. What you'll see on your computer, when you click the link and enter that guest password, this is what you're going to see. Let me bring it back. So this is what you're going to see. You'll see the date it was published. You'll see the prompt and then a blue button to add your response. And then you just click add response.
Yeah, I tried to add response and it said, it gave me an error or something.
What was the error?
Let me see. Where was it? Oh, flipping for, no, let's see. I can't even find the window now. Let's see.
Charles, thank you. You got one. Use the press and hold the ALT button and hold that down and press tab, and it will tab you through all of anything you have open on your computer. If you're on a Mac, it's Command tab, and it'll show you all the windows you have open, and you can just click over till you find that right one.
Okay. Alt tab. That's a good tool.
Oh, my favorite, because I usually have like 30 windows open.
Right. Okay, it says camera and mic help. Click allow button. And it should look like this. Allow.
Yeah, the first time you'll have to allow it.
Retry camera. It says it's loading, and then it gives me the thing again.
And what does it say?
It says click allow button, and I don't see an allow button.
It should be in the top left side of your screen, up where the URL is, up where the www is.
Website extensions.
It should be on the left side. When you click on the button to record the response, the allow usually pops up in the top left.
Okay. I wish I could figure this out. All right.
I'm not seeing allow.
Try camera, loading. Click the allow button in the pop-up.
Click Alt Tab again and see if there's another pop-up hiding somewhere in your screens.
Alt Tab.
There might be a pop-up hiding.
Alt Tab. It keeps going away as soon as I click it.
So yeah, hold the Alt Tab. Don't let go of Alt. Don't let go of Alt. So mine.
Oh.
So I can just hit the Tab key. Oh. I'm just tabbing through.
Okay.
Nope, I didn't see it.
Oh shoot.
I'm not sure this is working. Import video, retry camera.
That's where I'm at too. It's this thing that looks like a camera button.
Where is that?
It's, if I look in that picture below where it's got the star, continue allowing it to access your, okay, done. I will continue to allow. Okay.
What I would suggest also is using the app on the phone. I know we're on computers right now. But what I can do is, we've got a few. Thank you for participating, everyone. I appreciate it. Chris, Diana, Charles, thank you. What I would need to do is continue on, but I'll stay on for just a little bit and I'll post some additional resources. And if you want to take a screenshot right now of this, that way you can come back to it. Ooh, Robin's in. Is it Lucia or Lutia and Wanda? Thank you. Then you can come back and you can try this, and I'll stay on and we can troubleshoot a little bit. Hopefully it's not something like, if you're on your district computer, it's not been allowed in the district. I'm hoping. I wasn't told that, so I'm hoping that's not the issue. But what I'm going to do right now is I need to go on because we have to finish. I got 2 minutes. So I do want you, why is that not loading? If you've never been to the Microsoft Educator Center, very, very important piece of professional development for you. If you just type in education.microsoft.edu, my video is not working. I'm not sure why. But if you've never joined the MEC, we call it the MEC, you can get free PD here, lesson plans. You can learn about the Microsoft Innovative Educator program, everything here, and you can earn badges. So what you can do once you've registered, if you click on your profile picture, you can click Redeem Achievement Code. And the code you're going to enter to start earning badges is right here. I'm wondering if it'll let me copy. Ooh, it will. Let me paste that into chat. Sure, if I can get up there. Okay, no, not the waiting room. Hey, everybody. All right. So I'll post the achievement code. And then you can redeem that achievement code to start earning your badges. So we do have to end right now. Please make sure you do complete that session survey. It is so important. Do redeem that achievement code. Again, education.microsoft.com. If you want to take a screenshot here again, my contact info. If you find yourself needing additional support, please don't hesitate to reach out. We can do quick one-on-ones, anything Microsoft or Google for that matter, if you have any questions. So if you'll just take a quick screenshot, that way you have everything that you need to reach out to me. I'll stay on for a few minutes. I know you've got additional sessions to go to, but if you do have a very quick question, I'm here for you. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of the conference today, the summit today. Very exciting stuff going on. Thank you, everyone. And thanks for the great questions too.
Can you put the address in for the Microsoft Education Center so that I can bookmark it?
Absolutely. Let me go grab that. Ta-da. There you go. Yeah, that's the best place to find information. Oops, went to only one person. Sorry. Zoom changed it on me. Here we go again. There we go. Now it's to everyone. And the other one that I want to do, I'm going to see if it'll let me post.